Any opinions, John Lieber? You're really hitting the AJ Hawk true combo of just kind of standing there and nodding.
John Lieber has been here the whole time, but I'm not sure he's actually said a word.
Yeah, welcome back to the Chatting Average. My name's Josh Ansoni. That's Adam Busak. That's John Lieber. It's been a couple weeks. Whoops. Sorry.
It's because JUCO. It's because John chose to disappear.
So, okay. Well, first I'm gonna.
Of us disappeared.
Yeah,
that is true. Technically, all three of us were gone.
So the first of the 2 weeks of our hiatus, John was in Georgia, and I wasn't in Georgia.
Well, you were we had a little overlap.
We had 12 hours of overlap.
Is that not time?
Well, I was also driving from Missouri the entire time. So
I don't know if that matters. I feel like it's still.
Well, this past week, the JUCO World Series happened, which Adam, I suppose you can wax poetic about that in a second. John Lieber, I don't know what he was up to. I don't care.
This weekend, getting rained on.
Oh yeah. And then I was in Hawaii, which is a 6-hour time difference from Eastern time. And generally just a hard place to commit to doing work things when there are so many other things you can do. Banana daiquiris, man. Yeah.
Is he bragging? I'm trying to.
It sounds like he's bragging.
I'm not bragging. I'm just like.
I'm kind of pissed off about it. I'm not gonna lie.
No. Well, no.
You know what he sounds like? He sounds like somebody who's going on his first vacation after turning 21. That's what he sounds like.
It is not my first vacation after turning 21. It's like my second. Also, let's be real. Being 21 does not necessarily preclude you from getting an alcoholic beverage at a resort.
That's true. But you were in the United States.
I was. I'm certain that didn't matter. I'm certain that there are people at that resort that didn't matter for.
You know, as a proud member of the proletariat, I don't stay at resorts, so I have nothing to contribute to this conversation.
Well, it's not like I pay for it.
I stay at resorts when I leave the country.
Like a true member of the proletariat, I've also never left the country.
Okay, well, as a member of the bourgeoisie,
chat. If the Chatting Average ever did like a Zimbabwe episode, Adam could not be there.
That's true. I don't own a passport. That's actually 100% factual.
So,
by the way,
Zimbabwe episode next week.
Yeah. So to get into
Zimbabwe
the baseball
of it, hit us up.
Major League Baseball Zimbabwe.
Is that what we're doing?
No, but we are talking about Major League Baseball.
Okay, because I'm just naming a bunch of cities right now, trying to see if I can beat.
There's no way you're all right.
Percentage.
It's not right.
I did one.
What's your best percentage, Brian?
Yeah, let's throw the keys on the table.
Adam, what's your best percentage?
Let me check. I tapped out after a day of doing this, so I have to pull the tab.
I'll be honest, I genuinely don't remember. I have a screenshot somewhere, and I don't know where it is. But it was I felt good about it.
Yeah, sure.
I think it was I got 90% of all of them over 100,000, I think. I got all 10, obviously, that are over 1 million.
John, do you want my total urban population? Is that what you're asking for? Or my percentage of U.S. population?
I would just love your percentage of the national urban population.
Percentage of the national urban population, 32.37.
Okay, so I'm currently on the every state drop-down menu. I believe that's the easiest way to do this. And
wait,
I'm at
you can change that?
Yes. Jesus. So
I was doing any state.
Yeah, that's the issue because if it's like Topeka, or I don't know if there's multiple Topekas, but like,
Bro, I
say
named Atlanta, Idaho,
well,
specifically.
if you do every state, if you go Atlanta, it'll do all of them.
What?
Adam,
Dude,
is this
I
how
spent like
is this how you've done it with the every state
hours.
drop down?
So actually, no. The way here's my actual process. What I did was I started around Grand Junction, and then I drove on I-70 from Grand Junction all the way through to St. Louis, just naming cities in my mind. And then I went like around on other like road trips I've been on in the past.
So I've just gone
And I
like
went through minor league baseball towns, and then I went through college towns, and then I went through like.
what I did the first few times I started by just doing like state by state and naming every city in the state I could think of. I've now decided that doesn't make sense because there's probably an Atlanta. I know that there's an Atlanta in Missouri, there's an Atlanta in Georgia, and apparently there's one in Idaho as well.
Idaho, Michigan, Texas.
Cityquiz.io if you're not familiar.
Yeah. Okay. Can I tie this to baseball for a second?
Sure.
It's about cities. It is specifically about cities.
Let's see how
The city of West Sacramento recently put forward a official bid, or as official of a bid as an expansion bid can be, to be an expansion market for Major League Baseball. Rob Manfred has had this, I want to say, pretty clear push for either by the end of his term, which I believe is 2029, or in the early parts of his successor's tenure, that one of his stretch goals was to see another round of MLB expansion. In all odds, that's with the league at 30 teams. 32 seems like a likely spot for that to land. And the city of West Sacramento is the newest one to throw their hats into the ring. Generally, West Sacramento is directly across the river from Sacramento. It's where Sutter Health Park is right now. That's where the Sacramento River Cats and the name to be determined Athletics are currently playing as well. So this was, I want to say, early last week that they had a pretty large press conference about where and when, and the expansion ballpark would be about a $2 billion public-private investment, $800 million in land from the city of West Sacramento, a few Native American groups around the area as well, and it would be a land contribution with Sutter Health Park. So it would be around this area south of where the current stadium is, and this would be a new ballpark. Sutter Health would be gone. They would literally raise it and build a whole new, like, mixed-use development, like we're seeing be so popular with, I'd say probably the first one was really with the Braves with the Battery as a brand new development. You can also see things like
there was nothing there, and now there is.
And now there is something there. Versus something like Ballpark Village in St. Louis, Wrigleyville, things that were a neighborhood that got kind of baseballified. Lansdowne Street in Boston as well.
Lodo arguably the same way in Denver.
Right. So my question to you is...
I can't give you an option. There isn't anything around the White Sox ballpark. I apologize.
Well,
thanks, Jerry.
The city of Chicago.
No, there's this whole thing called Wrigleyville. It's just the White Sox ballpark.
So my question to you all is this. Do you think that Major League Baseball should expand?
Yes.
So, yeah. Let's start there. For me, the question you have to ask if you're talking about expansion first and foremost is there enough talent to field two more major league teams and have them be major league level competent, right? Like when you look at past leagues that have expanded, the NHL, for example, the Vegas Golden Knights came into the league and were immediately successful. They went all the way to the championship, right? They ended up losing in the Stanley Cup final, but they got there. And in Major League Baseball, do we think there are enough top talent, enough guys in AAA positions throughout the league that we could probably field another team filled with Major League talent and not see a huge drop off? For me, the answer to that question is yes.
I agree. I mean, I think that adding 2 teams doesn't change with. I think it comes with a salary cap and a salary floor. Obviously, I'd assume as if depending on how the CBA negotiation goes, and I think that obviously helps because you've got like that would force teams to be paying people and be trying to be competitive, and I don't know. So I think that would help, but I think that the league can survive a expansion. I don't think there's any issue. I don't think it would create an issue. Sorry.
Yeah.
That took a while.
No, I think you're seeing that this also kind of gives both MLB and the MLBPA a way to punt on some of the harder issues of this current CBA. Because obviously this is a very intense negotiation, as I'm sure we'll probably talk more about in a bit here, about mostly around player salary and about team spending. One of the things that this could allow is if you know that 2 teams are coming in. So much of the CBA is obviously structured on the literal number of clubs that are involved in Major League Baseball. The way that revenue sharing works is obviously going to change. The way that team spend is going to change. Also, a brand new multi-millionaire/billionaire or group of them who are, let's not kid ourselves, going to be part of this ownership group for whoever these 2 teams are. And I think that's another thing we should talk about is Sacramento a viable place for this to go? You're obviously going to see things change. Right now, teams share 48% of all local revenue. Does that change when you start adding media markets? Sacramento's 20th in media markets. That's not insignificant, and it's higher than some of these other currently existing MLB cities. Would that change with local TV? Where does that rice package go? Is this one of those? Are we going to see a brand new brand in Major League Baseball start and have them immediately jump into no local TV, straight to this MLB produced thing that we've seen teams dive into? Are we going to see them take a completely different route and go full bore into local? We've seen ownership groups like the Ishbias with the Phoenix Suns in NBA, for example, are very, very adamant to keep local TV alive. Is some tycoon going to come in and have that same ethos about them for wherever this goes? West Sacramento obviously is one of them, but does this end up being something else if Portland continues to be an option? Las Vegas, Nashville, Charlotte, Montreal, even, some of these outside shots.
So that actually is an interesting conversation, I think, to be had. And I do want to get back to, potential owners at a certain point as well. But even if you pull up the map right here for Major League Baseball teams currently, what you'll notice is there's a couple outposts right now, right? Right now, one of them, Seattle. Obviously, the Rockies, I would argue, is the biggest one. Atlanta, to a certain degree, as well, are kind of these teams that are in islands by themselves that don't really have franchises around them that make it easy for travel, right? And so I think when you add 2 teams, you're going to try and address some of those issues. You obviously can't address all 3 issues with only 2 teams, but if I had to guess, you're going to put a pod buddy up with Seattle probably, and then a pod buddy somewhere down near Atlanta as well. And for that reason, to me, that makes most sense would be either Nashville down south, and then up north, it's either Portland or, if this proposal goes through, Sacramento.
Right. And I think one of the things you're going to see here is obviously division structure is going to have to change. You can't do these groups of 5 because
You'd
fun
imagine
math
they'd
fact.
go 4 teams of 4, right?
Right. Because, again, fun math fact, 32 is not divisible by 5. Not
Wait, it's not?
not
Are we sure?
Not in a rounded number. No. I'm pretty sure. I mean,
I
would
think
be
it
like
is divisible,
it's
just not
yeah, everything's divisible by everything, John, except for 0.
except for there's actually plenty of numbers.
Because obviously, like I'm one of those people who has a bit of stolen valor for like, being like super nostalgic for things I wasn't even around for, like the Montreal Expos. Like, I think it'd be cool to have them back. Do I think they're going to be back? Probably not. There's been no indication from Montreal, from the province of Quebec, from the Canadian government to want to put resources forward to either renovate the very dilapidated Olympic Stadium or to put a new facility up somewhere in Montreal, which again would probably I feel like would probably have to either be or constitute raising the Olympic Stadium there or building it out in the suburbs, because Montreal's an island. There's only so much space to go around.
I'm actually amazed that Montreal geography. I didn't know it was an island. I won't lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm same beast, different animal, man. Which gets you into other things like Charlotte and Nashville.
People are gonna hate that take, John. The guy who runs the Montreal Expos page on Twitter is gonna hate that take.
Hey, at Montreal Expos on X, the Everything app. Listen, I would like the Montreal Expos to be back. I think it would be very cool.
Said the first person who lives outside of Montreal since 1996.
Hey, allons the Expos, okay? Hey,
we're not speaking stupid Canadian.
Yeah, all right. But Nashville and Charlotte.
Get out of here.
As someone,
maybe it would take Montreal more serious if they were an American city. You could name on the American cities quiz game.
Hey,
exactly.
I'm just saying.
Also, if they didn't speak a different language for no reason.
There's like a lot of reasons why they do speak.
That's a huge reason, but I don't like it.
It's a very specific reason. Let's not get into Quebecois geopolitics, okay? Let's move on. Bring back the Nordiques. So Nashville and Charlotte are two rapidly growing cities in the South that are. Think about at the time of the move of the Braves from Milwaukee, Atlanta is kind of this very much the capital of the Southeast. Everything in the Southeast tends to run around or through Atlanta. But Charlotte is seeing kind of this, and Adam, you can speak to this more, this kind of Denver-esque growth among younger millennials, older
It's been one of the
Gen Z.
fastest growing cities for a little bit.
Right. Mm-hmm. And you're seeing commerce move there. Truist, huge bank, ended up moving their headquarters to Charlotte, where they merged BB&T and SunTrust together. And that was between Winston-Salem and Atlanta, of all things. So you're seeing some investment there. Bank of America headquartered in Charlotte as well. So Nashville obviously is this epicenter of Southern American arts culture, Music City being the most obvious, but also Tennessee is starting to really see industry as well. Nissan is putting up a lot of manufacturing is entering the space in Tennessee in general as well.
Out in West Tennessee as well.
Right. Memphis and Knoxville and Nashville, that's the kind of thing where it's like you have other cities that have these things to work around. Georgia's kind of only got Atlanta. Now, granted, Atlanta is a metro area with 10 plus million people in it versus Nashville and Charlotte, which are a bit smaller. And I guarantee you the Braves ownership group is going to have a fit if they suggest Nashville or Charlotte for a serious expansion bid. Because the thing that the Braves
question that I want to raise, right, is like if you talk about, let's say Charlotte specifically, how many of those people are Braves fans already?
Right.
And then the other part is, it's like in North Carolina, somebody pull up the minor league baseball map. 52 of them are in North Carolina. So
they have a
like
whole Carolina league.
So my thing with that is almost like, I almost don't want them to go to Charlotte. As somebody who wants to live in Charlotte, like who wants to live in North Carolina, I don't want them to go to Charlotte simply because of the fact that it's going to just tear down the minor league baseball like economy that's there. Like nobody's gonna go to a Winston-Salem like Dash game because they could just drive to Charlotte and go see the whatever they'd call them.
Well, that's the thing, and another thing that we haven't really talked about is, like you just said, the Knights. Nashville has the Sounds, Charlotte has the Knights, West Sacramento has the River Cats. Portland hasn't had anything since the Portland Mavericks, and the Pilots were like kind of nearby. And we're not talking about the Portland Pickles. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
It's a great name.
Closest you're going to get is like Eugene Emeralds, Everett Hill Sox, or Everett's in Washington. But like, you've got some scattered across, but not really as much. Las Vegas has the what are they? The Aviators now.
They're not the 51s anymore.
No, they're not the 51s. I think they're the Aviators. But even so, like the Athletics are going to have to move their own affiliate somewhere, because they're moving in. That's going to always end up being.
Why can't they just share the same stadium?
That's always been an issue in baseball with expansion. Like Denver was a minor league city before it was a major league city. I think that's just kind of the testing grounds for finding out which cities are viable for major league, is which ones sell out their minor league stadiums. That's why there's going to be such a big push for Salt Lake to get a team at the next expansion wave, is because the Salt Lake Bees are always among the top sellout as far as, gate ticket sales goes.
Yeah, Salt Lake. We didn't even talk about Salt Lake. Salt Lake could be another one. I mean, they just got the Utah Mammoth. If
it's you want to talk about like quickly growing urban populations.
Yeah, shout out Noah Chen. I can't believe he's going there. That's a conversation for another thing. That's it. Our dear friend Noah Chen is working in Salt Lake City for his first job out of college, and
I'm quite excited to see how it goes.
Fascinating. If you go to,
I will be visiting very often, so you'll be getting
to. Something's got to happen over there. Anyway, for the expansion of Major League Baseball Wikipedia page, shout out Wikipedia, by the way,
why is it a page?
Has a list of potential expansion sites: Austin, Buffalo, Charlotte, Montreal, Nashville, Orlando, Portland, Raleigh, North Carolina, Sacramento, Salt Lake City, Vancouver.
Can I make one comment before we get into the others?
Yes.
The reason we need expansion is so there's not another team in Texas. Why the hell is Austin on that list?
Yeah, that's horrid.
And I know that's not like one that like the league or anybody's actually talking about that like is possible or like realistically possible, but like, come on, man. Like, we do not need to be in Austin and then go, all right, well, we're going to keep the Seattle Mariners in the AL West, and the Mariners are going to have to play 3 teams in Texas 36 times in a year. Just stupid.
Mm-hmm. So
just some real bad suggestions there, and quickly Buffalo, similar thing. Yeah, let's put a team in a city where it snows, 10 months out of the year. That's a good idea.
And they're literally only on there because of the 2020 season with the.
And that was a disaster. A genuine disaster.
But like that's why they're on there.
I mean, I'll say as much though. If there was one current minor league stadium that could very easily support a renovation into a major league field, it would be Solon Field in Buffalo, because they did it halfway there. It's 19,000 seats. It's expandable to 45,000 by its design, which would be a whole nother thing. So let's just go item by item here. Austin. So July of 24, a commission was launched to bring an MLB team in. Sales consultant and marketer Derek Fox, with help from with Travis County Republican Party head Matt Makowiak, and Austin Mayor Kirk Watson, citing MLS's Austin FC as proof of concept. Nothing has happened since July of 24 for this bid, by the way. Nothing that was worth noting, at least. So I'm considering that one dormant, not really an issue at the time, because I agree with you. It's the same reason there's not a third NFL team. You know, you have the Cowboys, you have the Texans, who, again, were kind of that last gasp. Everyone's like, oh, let's put an NFL team in San Antonio. No.
Hey, man. The
Saints.
Nope.
What's
their UFL team name?
The Brahmas?
It's like the Brahmas.
Bro.
Dude, the Brahmas.
Bro. Hey, don't talk to me until you know about the San Antonio Commanders of the AAF, bro.
Oh.
All right.
I will stand for no more spring football talk on my beautiful baseball podcast. Get out of here with that bullshit.
All right. Should we maybe get off of expansion? Find a way to get off of this real quick.
Okay.
Thoughts?
All right. How about this?
Last thing. A no-hitter since the last time we talked.
Yes.
That's not a no-hitter. That's not a no-hitter. Hang on. We're adding 2 more teams to Major League Baseball to make a total of 32. Not from the cities. They don't have to be from the cities that we've listed as options. Where would you want to see them go?
Not from anything we've already listed.
Not from you can, like, if you want to see a team in Charlotte or you want to see a team in Montreal or Nashville or Portland, whatever, that's fine. But like your choice, 2 cities in the country. Maybe try to make it make sense with like where they're filling a hole, but
I have always been pro the expansion theory of the WNBA, which is just look at what has really good college fan bases and plop a pro team there. So I'd say throw a team in Baton Rouge and throw another one in Corvallis.
Ooh.
Interesting. So I think something that we've noticed is a kind of gap in the plains. Because pretty much once you're out of Kansas City, Denver's your closest.
Denver. And then you're
10 hours of jack shit, and then you get Denver.
It's Denver, and then after that, it's literally the West Coast. It's like everything on the West Coast. So
and then you go north or south. The closest one south of St. Louis is
the
Rangers?
Houston, technically, probably.
The Rangers probably for both.
I guess it's probably Dallas. Yeah. Arlington.
But I'm thinking of 2 places that have, like you said, that rich current baseball history. I think Omaha would be interesting. It would be interesting. I also think Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, because my thing is like
argument.
But okay, so John,
that's so close to Cincinnati, though.
That's true.
And I would also, my thing, right?
I would also accept Oklahoma City as an answer.
They're a softball city. I don't know. They're
that's
like they have the college fan bases that have shown they like diamond sports, but like they've shown that they really like having the SEC tournament there. They've shown that they like having whatever. Like, I think.
I don't know. I don't know how.
What are you gonna say? New Orleans
numbers are off the top of my head, so I can't speak to how well.
John, I would say New Orleans. I think a team in New Orleans would be cool.
Yeah.
It fills a gap. It puts another team in the South, so it kind of splits the South.
Is that better than Baton Rouge? I mean, I know there's.
I would say it's only better than Baton Rouge because it's a bigger city. And like my thing is like nobody travels to Baton Rouge unless it's for LSU. But like people go to New Orleans and like they might go, oh, let me go catch a game.
Also,
that's my
I think if there are no other pro teams, it's going to be more difficult. The Pelicans and the Saints are already there. You've had minor league baseball in the past that only really got moved from ownership issues. I think your biggest issue in New Orleans, weather. How do you hurricane-proof?
That's a great point.
How do you hurricane-proof a baseball stadium? Because the last time it happened, the roof got ripped off in Tampa.
Okay, but that's like saying how many hurricanes did Tampa get before the roof got ripped off? I mean, they got a direct hit, and that's the reason. How often does that happen?
New Orleans is below sea level.
New Orleans is a little more likely that the Superdome survived.
The Superdome surviving was a feat in and of itself.
Correct.
Okay. But you know what? Listen,
Bro,
the
Hornets played in Oklahoma City. The Hornets played in Oklahoma City for a year plus. The Saints were playing in Baton Rouge. They played in San Antonio.
Listen. You think that's an issue, but we got a baseball stadium in Miami. And it survives.
I have a lot of issues. I have a lot of issues with Miami, okay?
I don't care. But I think cool, great. I'll say New Orleans, and we got to find a way to fill that West Coast hole. And I think if you do, or not the West Coast hole, like the West hole. And there's just like no good option. I don't want another team in California. That's why I don't care about
Salt Lake.
Like Salt Lake would be cool.
It's Utah or Oregon. Those are kind of your options.
Or Vegas. Because like I'm choosing to believe the Athletics are just going to stick around in Sacramento forever. They're not going to get an expansion team. They're going to keep the Athletics. Because that's something Rob Manfred would do. Rob Manfred would be like, he'd be like, oh, you guys want an expansion team so bad. You have this ownership group that wants to buy in. I'm just going to force the Athletics to sell. Like it could be his final move as commissioner, but he might do it.
We're leaving the team in Sacramento.
I don't know. I think the Reno would be cool, but no, I guess you're right. It really is like Portland or I don't know, whatever you said.
Salt Lake.
I think Salt Lake would be cool. I think Salt Lake, Utah would be such a cool sports state, sports city. I call it a sports city, even though they're all called the Utah Jazz or the Utah Mammoths, but or are they the Salt Lake Mammoths?
They're
Utah, but they're all in Salt Lake, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I would think it'd be so cool.
Salt Lake is and Atlanta kind of to a similar degree. It's a very urban sprawl city, right? So nobody's actually from Salt Lake City. Everybody's from West Jordan, or they're from Provo, or they're from Orem, or
right. I don't know. I think it would be cool to have one there, but I if they did, I'd really love to see the Jazz and the Mammoth and the new MLB team, like Pittsburghize their teams and like have a clear city state identity colors and everything like that. I think that would be really cool in Utah.
And especially, it's unique to have a city bring a bunch of franchises in at the same time. Vegas kind of did a similar thing, which, Vegas, it's different when you're bringing the Raiders in and they already kind of have this legacy branding. But I think when you are bringing in expansion franchises, oh no, Georgia Tech just got walked off.
No!
In expansion franchises, it's like you have this unique opportunity to kind of set the branding yourself. And I think what Pittsburgh has going on is cool. I agree with you.
Yeah, like I obviously it sucks because the Jazz have been there for, at the very least, I know at least 30 to 40 years because they played the Bulls there. I don't really know the NBA. That's why this is an MLB podcast.
Yeah, but it's also, the Jazz are such a weird. Like, they have done every color in the history of their franchise.
Yeah. And they should have ditched that brand. They should have dropped the brand when they left New Orleans.
Correct.
Because their whole brand is, oh, but look, this is the purple jerseys with the mountains, and then it says Jazz on it. What the hell does that have to do with Jazz?
I think the Mammoth, is it, Adam, you're the resident hockey fan here. Singular Mammoth, right?
Correct.
I think the mammoth colorway would be so cool for all three teams.
Yeah, that kind of like light blue and
The
white.
light, it's like it's not baby blue, so you wouldn't get in trouble with the teams that are like, oh, we wear baby blue once in a while.
It's distinct, and I think the black accents really help as well.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool. I do think we've been recording for maybe 45 minutes and have only talked about
40. Only 40.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the MLB. We haven't been here in a while.
We talked about the MLB. We've been talking about the MLB.
Okay.
It is. Oh, can we do a special segment? Can we do Adam's favorite segment?
Yeah.
It is June the 1st as we're recording this, which means that it is time for me to look for the first time all season long. It's time for me to look at the MLB standings.
Oh, you know what? Wait. Before we get into this, let me preface. On our last show, I asked, when do you take the Chicago White Sox seriously? Adam said, I don't standings watch till June, so I don't care, and I don't think they're serious or something. I don't remember what you said. Adam, please.
Should we start? We'll start at the AL East, where the Tampa Bay Rays are in first place at 36-20.
Just because, of course.
23 are the New York Yankees. They've played 3 more games and lost all 3 games. Blue Jays behind them, Orioles behind them, Boston Red Sox 25-35, 12 games back. Yeesh. Things are going wrong for Boston. The AL Central, Cleveland Guardians 34-27. The White Sox 2 games behind them, 32-27. 2 less games, 2 less wins. I'm thinking about taking you seriously. I'm not doing it yet. Twins, Royals, Tigers descending over there. Tigers, another team that's really, really rough start. Nobody in the AL West particularly impressive. The Mariners over 500, but like by 2 games.
No.
Jesus, the Atlanta Braves are really good. Congratulations. You might have a winning ball club over there.
You might have an NLCS loss team. That's great. Yeah. Congrats, John.
The Washington Nationals, another team that I'm getting ready to consider taking seriously. Not there yet, but I'm considering it. The Marlins not putting it together at all, which is a little disappointing.
Everyone in the NL Central is above 500.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesus Christ. The Brewers like basically 5 games above everyone. Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and the 2 through 5 in that division is separated by a game and a half.
Yeah, so the Central is an absolute war, and meanwhile in the NL West, it's the Dodgers motoring away from everyone again. And hey, the Rockies, we're in a dogfight with the Giants. We can finish not last in the division for the first time in a long time.
It's always great. I had so much hope at the end of last year when the Twins traded everybody at the deadline. I thought they might lose every game for the rest of the year and the White Sox might take it, but they still finished dead last. I don't know. Where do we want to start or just go from here? I'd love to talk about the White Sox because we haven't talked about them in a few weeks and they've had a good few weeks. They have been.
I'm curious. So what's the situation with Murakami?
4 to 6 weeks, grade 2 strain.
So how's the offense going to weather not having their best bat by?
So the worst part is it has come at the worst possible time. The White Sox June schedule, and I think this is why the White Sox need to be re-looked at in July. The White Sox series schedule for June is at Minnesota, at Philadelphia. The Braves come to town. The Dodgers come to town. We go to New York to play the Yankees. We go to Detroit to play Detroit, who we just swept. I think that's important. Cleveland comes to Chicago for the first Cleveland-Chicago series of the entire year. Then Kansas City is there later. And then Baltimore rounds it out at the end. So there's a stretch there between the Phillies and the Yankees where it is just absolute terrifying, and that starts on Friday. And I think that's why, like, if you're actually trying to figure out where the White Sox are, is like you should look at them come June 22nd. But they've called up Jacob Gonzalez, who in the minors had already hit, I think, 19 home runs to take Mune's spot. I don't know. I'm interested to see how he does. And that's what people are worried about is like, how do they weather the storm? don't know. They've been good this year. Like, it's not just Mooney who's won them games, obviously. Chase Mydroth somehow has 1.4 WAR. Colson Montgomery 1.8. Miguel Vargas actually leads the team with 2.0 flat, 2-point flat. The former Savannah Banana Tristan Peters is like 4th in rookie WAR at 1.5. Somebody explained that to me.
I saw a graphic on Twitter earlier today that you guys are the first franchise to ever have both a Savannah Banana and a Portland Pickle on your roster at the same time. I think
Who's the Portland Pickle?
I would have to go back and look. Like I said, it was just a graphic I saw in passing.
Mm-hmm. I think some things that are like exciting about the Sox, like Kyle Teal comes back this month. Theoretically, obviously, I mean, barring another setback, but he should be back this month. Riku Nishida's been fun to watch. The pitching's still good, other than the fact that like Eric Fetty has to start games. But I don't know. They've been good. They've been fun, and that's all I ask for. That's what I have to say. Adam, do you have questions?
I don't have questions, Mr. H.
We started with you asking how they were going to weather the storms.
So, honestly, the White Sox are one of the best power-hitting teams in Major League Baseball. Besides, like, and honestly, I'm not just saying it to say it, besides the Braves. Like, they're one of the deepest power lineups, no holds barred. And, like, here, for June 1st, right? This game's about, first pitch is in about an hour.
Can't wait.
The starting lineup has Sam Antonacci, Miguel Vargas, Andrew Benintendi, Colson Montgomery, Chase Mydroth, Jacob Gonzalez, Tristan Peters, Edgar Cuero, Riku Nishida. Outside of Unk hitting in the 3-hole, that is an incredibly young lineup.
Wait, I forget who was hitting in the 3-hole.
Benintendi.
Who I will say.
By the way, let me jump in here really quickly. Riku Nishida is the former Portland Pickle. I was digging that entire time, and I just found it.
Gotcha.
He was a gherkin, actually. He wasn't a pickle.
Okay.
Benintendi's also not been too bad this year, which I've been quite pleasantly surprised by. I won't lie. Okay. It is a really young lineup, though, and that's what's, like, really exciting is, like, screw it. If they don't make the playoffs this year because Munetaka Murakami misses 6 weeks and it just screws them, all right, he's going to come back. We're going to be competitive towards the end of the year. Oh, we're also starting Sandlin tonight, who had, like, an insane first debut. I don't know. My thing is like, this team is fun. This team is good in a sense of, like, they're very young still, and there's like nowhere to go but up from the White Sox in the last few years. So I don't know. Adam, you had the White Sox under at 67.5 wins.
I did.
How's that feel? 32 and 27.
We'll see. Not quite halfway there.
Adam,
like,
go ahead, John.
I'm just saying, like, it sounds like Adam's really gearing up for, like, a hate watch here.
I think he is.
I think John Lieber may be pushing me that direction. This podcast, slowly by slowly, but for the time being, I have no ill will towards the Chicago White Sox. This is actually a true fact. That was my father's team before the Rockies were the Rockies.
There you go.
So I have some White Sox blood in me.
I love that this is just an all White Sox pod, guys. Thanks for that. Adam, did you see David Sandlin's debut for the White Sox?
I can't say I did.
6 innings pitched.
Okay.
1 hit ball. 1 earned run, and it was off of a home run in, like, the first inning.
Nice.
61 pitches.
Why'd they pull him?
Why'd they pull him? I don't know. Unfortunately, I was not able to watch said game. I was working. I will be watching tonight because he's facing the Twins again. He faced the Twins in his debut. His second game will also be against the Twins, and I'm interested to see how it goes.
Might be
But-
seated for
We will be seated. All right, what else?
Okay, Sandlin was built up to 5 innings or 85 pitches when he was
There
in
you go.
Charlotte.
How did he find that fast?
That Venable didn't want to push him too far. Sandlin retired 18 straight batters.
18 straight batters retired.
Struck out four, topped out at 99 miles an hour.
The defense is good. We don't care.
Okay, and now you've got Jacob Gonzalez, shortstop at Ole Miss, by the way, playing first base.
Are you saying that's a bad thing?
No, but I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but this is very quickly becoming a protege of the San Diego Padres school of everybody's a shortstop.
Okay. Well, no, because that's the issue is for the White Sox, everybody's a second baseman. Miguel Vargas is a second baseman playing third base, and he's good at it.
Or first.
Jacob Gonzalez he's a shortstop. The two shortstops on the team are named Jacob Gonzalez and Colson Montgomery. Everybody else is a second baseman.
You mean the third baseman? You mean the third baseman, Colson Montgomery, when they really want Luis Angel Acuna to play shortstop?
They don't. They have. I don't think they've started Acuna in like 2 weeks.
You sure?
No, he keeps just getting like placed into the lineup late. But Nishida's playing right field and he's a second baseman. Sam Antonacci's playing left field and he's a second baseman. Jacob Gonzalez is playing first base and he's a second baseman realistically. I will say the thing about John?
Looking at the depth, there are 6 players listed on the depth chart for second base on the White Sox website. Mike Gonzalez, Nishida, Acuna. They still got Brooks Baldwin on there. Rest in peace, GOAT. And then Sam Antonacci. Third base has 3 people: Miguel Vargas, Colson Montgomery, Tanner Murray. Rest in peace, GOAT. And Sam Antonacci.
My GOAT. I will say however, that there are so many second basemen on this team, Antonacci is really good in left field.
He had a crazy diving catch a couple days ago.
He's had 5 this season.
Okay,
I was going to say, I thought the White Sox were loading up Gonzalez at first base, but they haven't been in the minors. He played 6 games there to start the year, and
he's played every infield position. He's mostly a middle guy, but correct. I believe in an interview he said that he never really started only playing shortstop until high school anyway, so he's very used to playing all around the infield.
I mean, he's only played 1 game at first base, 1 game in his career so far for the White Sox, but he played fine.
So I gotta ask about the.
This is just a White Sox and relocation pod.
Here.
I'm not complaining. I want to make that clear.
I saw this article.
JUCO World Series, by the way.
Wait, what?
Oh yes, the JUCO World Series. Adam.
Wait, no, John had something. Let him finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, this was going to be another listicle that we were going to talk through. I'd rather have.
No. Go through it. I want to hear.
Pull it up. This is the longest podcast ever.
1 player each team hopes will heat up in June.
Wait, what is this on?
It's MLB.com.
1 player each team hopes will heat up in June.
Yeah, You need to
1
sound
player
it out.
each. All right. Okay. Do you want to go through it?
Yeah, I'll go through it.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
The American League East, the Blue Jays hope that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. heats up because he's just been really, really quiet.
He's hitting 298. He's only got 3 home runs on the year, 24 RBIs.
3 home runs is the tough part there. Is that
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Orioles want Gunnar Henderson to go. Entered this last Saturday with a 215 average and a sub 700 OPS. The Rays want Chandler Simpson to heat up. In his a 258, 291, 330 slash line with 3 stolen bases and 5 caught stealing in his last 24 games. The Red Sox want Marcelo Meyer.
The Red Sox want anybody to heat up.
Need a warm body.
It literally needs. They're about to call Adam and see if he can still play second base.
No. Trust me, Saddam Rafaela can play second. Austin Wells.
At least the White Sox gave up on Acuna before the Red Sox gave up on Rafaela.
The Yankees want catcher noted Dominican Austin Wells to heat up. 17 for 73 with 4 homers against fastballs, and he's hitting 102 against any non-fastball pitch. 6 of 59. Looking to be a position that will very much be everyone's favorite small market team New York Yankees trade deadline special about who's the catcher that they're going to acquire. My money, if it was my money, Ryan Jeffers of the Twins, but that's different. Speaking of the American League Central, Guardians want Stephen Kwan to heat up.
Bro,
they moved him
out of the leadoff. Stephen Kwan.
They moved him out of the leadoff spot. He's also in a new position in center field. Yeah. 8 for 34 since he's moved down in the order, but Travis Bazzana has firmly taken that spot away from him at the top of the order.
Which was always going to happen, to be clear. That was always going to be the case.
Royals, Vinny Pasquantino.
John, I think we could just speed through the teams that mean absolutely nothing to the rest of the MLB season at this
Royals,
point.
Vinny Pasquantino. Tigers, Spencer Torkelson. Twins, Luke Keeschel. Noted dirty slide. White Sox.
Right.
White Sox, Edgar Quero.
Please.
American League West, Angels, Jorge Soler. Whoa. Astros.
Help.
Astros, Jeremy Pena. They won't have Carlos Correa for the rest of the season, so they really badly need him to start hitting well. Lawrence Butler for the Athletics. A 503 OPS in his first 52 games.
Bud.
That Oniel Cruz career path.
Let's talk about Cal Raleigh.
Let's not.
Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh on the IL now with an oblique strain, but before going on the IL on May 14th, 0 for 38.
So that's like a ghost
points.
IL stint, right?
Yeah, nearly a 400 point OPS.
Mm-hmm. It was really nice last year in fantasy baseball where like Cal Raleigh just didn't leave my lineup for a single day out of the entire year. And then this year I think he's maybe started 3 days for me in the catcher spot.
Yeah, I definitely overdrafted him in one of my leagues, and that has not been fun.
So
Corey Seager for the Rangers.
The Rangers need more than him, man.
Where are the Rangers even at in the standings?
I still have these up, so I can tell you that they are 28-31 and 2.5 games out of the AL West.
All right, you gotta heat up, buddy. Your team needs you.
National League East. Braves, Austin Riley. Oh my God, he's been so quiet.
You have 40 wins. Shut up.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's they need him to heat up is kind of a strong way of saying it.
Well, if he heats up, you might have 45 wins.
Exactly. Marlins, Kyle Stowers.
That's cool.
Wow. Yeah.
My fantasy team badly needs that as well.
Yeah. 12.4 point decrease in barrel rate. Highest dip in qualifying major league batters.
I think he's still nursing something, dude. He doesn't look right at all.
Yeah, no
the
way.
Swing looks completely different.
Mets, Bo Bichette.
Hey, listen, did we really think Bo Bichette was going to be good?
No, I didn't.
All right, exactly. I really like this next one, I won't lie.
Nationals, Dylan Cruz.
Listen, if Dylan heats up, what are they sitting at, second, right, in the division? I mean, they're 9 games behind the Braves, so like that doesn't matter. But like, where are they in the wild card?
I think they're third in the division, if I'm not mistaken.
They're a game back in the wild card. There are 3 teams tied for the last spot. But like, I don't know. Make something happen.
The Phillies, Trey Turner has really, really precipitously fallen off, especially as a guy that they rely on as their speed threat and leadoff guy.
I genuinely think you could list every player who has regularly started a game for the Phillies in this list.
All right,
every
National
single
League
guy.
Central. Every single guy in the Phillies, yeah, except for Kyle Schwarber.
Right.
Raw milk Bryce Harper, looking like a Fallout 4 ghoul.
Y'all see the video of how Bryce Harper brushes his teeth?
He squirts the toothpaste into his mouth and then brushes.
GOAT status. I mean, when do you think he learned that? Before or after he was named the Golden Child by Sports Illustrated?
It's like if you give an alien instructions on how to brush their teeth, they'd like never.
That's how
it's like. No, that is a brand new raw milk development. He thought of this while sitting in like
brainworm from drinking raw milk.
Yeah,
dude.
he thought of this
So
while
I
he was
still
sitting
don't-
in like a red light coffin.
Dude, his skin looks so terrible. Like some of the videos he posts, like he looks like he's aged 40 years, dude.
I tend to like consider myself like somebody who can like figure out why people think something works or like what something is. I still don't really understand raw milk. Like he's just in really simple terms, he is milking a cow into a bucket and then drinking said bucket. Right?
We figured out how to get the germs out of the milk. I don't know why you opt into the germs.
That's what he's doing, right?
Anyway,
Correct.
all right, let's get off pasteurization talk. Let's talk about baseball.
I did a whole class on pasteurization.
National League Central. Sal Frelick for the Brewers, under 600 OPS going into this past Sunday, the 31st. Yeah. Ooh. Cardinals, Nolan Gorman. The Cardinals have been very good, but the fact that Nolan Gorman is, a big slugger who just is striking out 30% of the time and is now platooning at third base, a position that he wasn't good enough at to not get moved to second base.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pete Crow Armstrong. Jesus, man.
I think that he might be hitting a turning point in the year, although I hate to say it. I think that he needed a series against a rival that he performed well in, and I think he did that against St. Louis.
Yeah, that's what just happened.
To an extent,
Acuna just had the same kind of thing happen in Cincinnati. Yeah. It's like, okay, I think there's something there.
It's like, because you have to PCI wasn't playing great when they played the Sox. But he looked terrible when they played the Sox, and he was terrible for the next 2 weeks. So, my thing is, it almost needed that reset of, okay, the White Sox don't matter in our division. Let's go win games against the Cardinals. They ended up not winning the series, but, I don't know. John, the Pirates?
I want to read this verbatim.
Please.
Pittsburgh's offense ranks near the top of the National League after the club finished 30th in baseball in OPS last season. The success comes while its primary catcher, Henry Davis, is batting .134 with a .230 OBP through Saturday.
That's former first or number 1 overall pick, Henry Davis.
Can I put a tag on Henry Davis?
Yeah.
Henry Davis is getting the Drew Romo tag. God, that guy fucking sucks.
See how long it took. For you to come to that conclusion. My thing about franchise that has never ever in the history of the franchise developed a catcher didn't know how to develop a catcher. Isn't that wild?
My favorite part about Drew Romo was this tweet that I saw yesterday that was like, I really enjoy the once every 3 games where he hits a home run, but that dude can't play catcher. Like, some guys get drafted because they play the field really well and they have hitting skills, but they have to, like, you have to farm those out of them.
So
why did Drew Romo get drafted?
That's a big question. That is a loaded question.
And sometimes you think you can teach a high schooler defense, and sometimes you can't.
I feel like you could teach a high schooler how to play center field. I don't think you could teach a high schooler to play major league behind the plate. Like,
well, I mean, it's the Rockies we're talking about here, dude. It's
the Rockies are not.
Pull up outfielders either.
The Rockies.
You see what Sterling Thompson's up to recently? You see what Bretton Doyle's up to recently? Holy shit.
What's TJ Rumfield doing, huh?
He's actually good. You know why? Because he didn't come up with us.
Day to day after scratch due to right shoulder inflammation, by the way.
Don't scratch your right shoulder, dude. It's a bad thing to do.
All right. The Reds, Matt McClain, was playing second base, has to play shortstop now because Ellie De La Cruz went on the 10-day IL for a first time in his entire career.
Isn't he playing center field now?
Nope, he is playing shortstop because Edwin Arroyo is playing second base now. Edwin Arroyo got called up.
That Christian Arroyo's brother?
No.
I doubt it. Just continue.
All right. National League West. Geraldo Perdomo for the Diamondbacks. 7B last year, and this year, Dodgers, Mookie Betts. He's been hurt. Mookie Betts has been hurt. So, you want him to pick it back up.
The best part about former MVP Mookie Betts being hurt for the Dodgers is that they still have 38 wins because they still have 3 other former MVPs on the team.
Giants, third baseman Matt Chapman. Ugh.
Remember that point where I said, let's just skip through the teams that don't matter anymore?
Padres, second baseman / outfielder Fernando Tatis Jr. hit his first homer of the season last Saturday.
Ew.
But hey, he can play second base now. Shout out fantasy managers. And then Rockies Ezekiel Tovar.
I mean,
you could have picked anyone.
Yeah, spin the roulette wheel. Like, there's one dude on the team that's hitting over 300, and that's Troy Johnston. Like, for the Rockies to have one guy on the entire team hitting over 300 is kind of embarrassing.
Gentlemen, you know what a 3x3 grid is with 3 rows and 3
Whoa, the
columns?
JUCO World Series.
Oh my God, the JUCO World Series.
Adam, how did it go? Who won?
Johnson County won, dude. They were
Tennessee?
flipping crazy. No, Overland Park, Kansas.
No.
Yeah, I know. Jeff Passan did a story on him because he also lives in Overland Park, Kansas.
Noted friend of the program, Jeff Passan.
Jeff Passan.
Yeah. Can I say that? Noted friend of mine.
Nice.
Jeff Passan, if you're watching this,
here's my elevator pitch for Johnson County. For folks that maybe have not heard them or seen the Jeff Passan story or seen any of my work in this past week. This is a team full of guys that went D1 and then were cut because of roster limits, and then went to this team and hit a shit ton of home runs. And by a shit ton of home runs, if we're being specific, I'm talking 219 home runs. That is the most in college baseball history at any level. That dethrones 1997 LSU, a national championship winning LSU Tigers team, 219. They entered the JUCO World Series with 204.
Is this like
there was not a single player in the Johnson County lineup that finished with less than double-digit home runs on the season. Their record on the year as it finished, 67-3 over an 162 game pace. That's 144 wins from this Johnson County Junior College team. There are 20, count them, 20 players that are playing D1 baseball next year. This is, in my approximation, the greatest junior college baseball team of all time.
Is this like the LSU Shreveport team where it was just all these guys who got cut from rosters?
Yeah,
isn't that the same thing for D? Wasn't that LSU Shreveport's like D2 though, right?
They were NAIA.
Or NAIA. So basically the same idea, just at a different level.
So in talking to their coach last week, he was like, yeah, because this is year 4 straight of Johnson County going to Grand Junction, making the college baseball or the JUCO World Series. And the past 3 years, they've kind of been like 2 and done, 3 and done, like early bounces. And so kind of this offseason, I guess the coaches all internally reevaluated like, hey, once you get to Grand Junction, the only way to win is to out-hit other teams. So what if we just go and recruit a bunch of fucking donkeys? What if we just go and get a bunch of guys that hit a bunch of home runs, and that's just our identity as a team? And then they did, and then it worked.
Hey, when it works, it works.
I would like to wrap our JUCO World Series discussion by offering you guys my all-name team, in case
Please.
You have not seen. Sansone, you were on vacation, I know, so I don't know if you've seen this or not.
I have not.
Oh, well, in that case, you're in for a treat. Mr. Lieber, I'm going to make you read the team here, so I'm sending you the tweet.
Thank you. Make it easy.
There you are, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2026 JUCO World Series all-name team. First team we'll start with, nominated by yours truly, Adam Busak, at KingBus5 on X, the Everything app. From Blinn, Tucker Tittle. From Johnson County, Reese Nutter. From Hartford, Sam Wiener. From Midland, Bammer Mays. From LSU, Unice, I think is how you say it. Griffin Cooley. Uni. Yeah, there's not a C there. Wabash Valley. Jules Pat, I'd assume. Walters.
It's spelled Julez. Jules.
Correct. I do feel like some of these I may have to like. Yeah. From Walter State, Major Osbolt. From Johnson County, Boston Bruce. Where's Boston Bruce from? Adam, get on that. Walter State, Dakota Crumbly, the all-name second team.
Dakota Crumbly?
Dakota Crumbly.
Dakota Crumbly.
From Midland, Wiki De Leon. From Seminole State, Cole McCoy, spelled C-O-H-L, of course. From LSU Uni, Milan Obradovich. From Seminole State, W.T. Jones.
What the Jones?
Who cares what they stand for? Why are we abbreviating it? Johnson County, Briggs Rowe. Blinn, Wolf Brash. Midland, Ogden Hallmark.
That one's actually Ogden Hallmark. That was a typo on my bad. The committee regrets this error.
From Seminole State, Cash Coble, maybe Cash Cobble.
Coble.
I think it's Coble. There's only one B. From LSU Uni, Marshall Luke, spelled L-O-U-K-U-E, makes me think his family may be from that godforsaken area in Canada. All name honorable mentions from Blinn. Now, John, I need you to keep a straight face through all of these. Austin Glasscock from Blinn. Bo Collingwood. Johnson County, Ronan Vicente. Hartford, Joey Peacock. Hartford, Jabril Long. LSU Unice, or however you say it, I don't know. Dayton Hicks, the same team. McCrae Jacobs. From Salt Lake, Boston Jacobs. From Blinn College, Dylan Thompson. From Wabash Valley, Dylan Thompson. And as James Berkey is saying in the comments of this tweet, Glasscock is, as an honorable mention, is absurd. The media cannot be trusted. Austin Laycock snubbed, unfortunately.
Yeah. Laycock and Glasscock, both having the first name Austin, I think is incredible. But yeah, those were my first two guys out of the second team. They were close cuts. Close cuts.
Oh my god.
Hey, why is there no all rookie team? First year players at the JUCO World Series.
Boston Bruce, by the way, to answer your question, he's from Atchison, Kansas.
Not even
Okay.
Boston or Bruce.
Well, that's a good point.
It's very funny to me that there were multiple people in this tournament named Boston.
I just feel like I know a Boston Bruce. Boston Bruce playing at St. Louis next season.
It's SLU. Shout out the
Correct.
Billikens.
Billikens.
Also,
Let's not.
I gotta call attention to a different reply to this thread. Speaking of SLU, from one at Grant_Salzman. I'd like to nominate Ryan Bradford, 42 home runs and a Seckman Jaguar.
Does he understand the premise of the all-name team?
Did you see my reply
In left field with a hockey stick.
Did we what, Adam?
Salzman tweets of all time.
Liked by Grant Salzman.
Man, like, what did he mean by that? What did
he mean by that?
Did he just not see the all name?
He read through all of those and was like, Ryan Bradford.
Yeah. You know,
hey, that's a name I know.
These are very normal names. Let's put Ryan Bradford up there.
My favorite names on this list are Dylan Thompson and Dylan Thompson, spelled exactly the same way. I don't know where Blinn is, but I think Wabash Valley is Indiana, right?
A&M.
Wabash Valley is in Illinois.
That makes sense.
Blinn is in Texas. It's in like the College Station metro area.
Yeah, Blinn is where you go if you didn't get into A&M.
Correct. That's where Cam Newton went for his 1 year of JUCO.
That's true. All right. There is a certain 3x3 grid.
There is a house in New Orleans. They call the Rising Sun.
Quite frankly, it's the greatest sun.
Grid. All right, I'm gonna just quit that. 3x3 grid, 3 rows, 3 columns, has 9 intersections for you to fill in players that match teams, stats, categories, positions played, etc. Today's grid columns: the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Kansas City Royals, in a plus 300 or 300 plus average batting in a season. The rows are the Philadelphia Phillies, the Athletics, and a Gold Glove.
A Gold Glove.
Gold Glove?
I hardly know her. Okay, so for the Dodgers Athletics.
No, I also had a Dodger Athletic.
Okay, who are you gonna say?
Sheldon Noisy.
I was gonna say Asturia Ruiz. So let's do Sheldon Noisy.
Nope, doing Sheldon Noisy.
You know how to spell that?
I figured it out.
All right, Philadelphia, Kansas City. How about?
How about?
I wanted to say Whit Merrifield, but the more I think about it, Whit Merrifield seems kind of obvious. No, you know who? Jeff Francoeur.
For where? Sorry, Kansas City, Philly?
For Phillies Royals, yeah.
Yeah. Jeff Francoeur. 3%. Kill John Sansoni.
What? Okay. Dodgers, Phillies. Dodgers, Phillies.
How
about Juan Nicasio?
I was gonna say former Brave. Former, yeah. Luke Williams.
I'm gonna go with Juan. Adam, thoughts? Which one?
I mean, I threw out Juan Nicasio.
All right, we're going with that. 0.05. I think we're good there.
That'll play.
All right. Dodgers, Phillies. Do we need Dodgers, Phillies still?
No, that was Juan Nicasio.
All right. Do we need any more players?
All of them?
Okay, I meant teams. I meant
You
teams.
understand the concept.
Teams match with teams. No, you know what I meant.
Did we explain?
Yes,
I don't know if we explained.
I explained it. I know how it works. Fuck you guys. I know how it works.
Now you have to mark it as explicit.
You already cursed. You did it twice.
We need the Athletics in Kansas City. By the way, the reason there hasn't been a podcast in an episode in a few weeks for all of our listeners is because we all hate each other.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, how about Robbie Grossman?
I don't care, sure. Point 3, kill John Sansoni.
That's not a bad answer.
How about I've got a Phillies 300 season for you if we still need
Please.
that. Howie Kendrick.
We love Howie Kendrick. Finished playing just 6 years ago. Forever in our hearts.
Forever in our hearts.
I'm trying to think of Gold Glovers with the Royals.
That's also what I'm trying to think of. I mean, there's plenty. Like half the 2015 team won a Gold Glove.
Did
But,
Do we have a Dodgers Gold Glover already?
Yeah, Seth Lugo. Seth Lugo won it.
You sure?
I'm very sure.
Seth Lugo, Gold Glove. We need A's 300 plus season, Dodgers Gold Glove, and Gold Glove 300 plus season.
If we want to keep the pitcher Gold Glover trend alive, I think both Greinke and Kershaw won it as a Dodger.
That's what I was assuming. I was trying to think of pitchers because I feel like people don't.
It was
think of
Seth.
pitchers. I want to go with Greinke. Anytime you can use Greinke on the board, you have to.
Fair.
The reason I remember
he probably won a Gold Glove with the Royals too, to be honest.
I don't think he did. I don't know though.
Well, I know for a fact he won one with the Dodgers, so.
That's great, buddy.
What else do you need?
300 plus season for the A's and Gold Glove.
Gold Glove, 300 plus average season. Oh, this is just going to be like every good hitter.
Adrian Gonzalez.
AJ Pollock.
AJ Pollock. Remember when that guy was on the White Sox? 0.008%.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Wait, really? I was just kind of fucking around. I didn't like. Really?
Yes.
That'll play. It's our best spot on the grid today.
Because he had like a really good year in Arizona when he was playing center. Because he was on that team where that was like the year that they had Paul Goldschmidt too.
Sure.
Well, they had Paul Goldschmidt for multiple years, but like this, the way I
did.
Yeah, they did.
Sorry.
Wow, that was out of thin air. Jeez. Yeah, because there were two All-Stars. All right.
John, please, when do you have an athletic with a Gold Glove? No, a 300 plus batting season.
I've got one if he does.
No, why don't you go, Adam? Why don't go ahead?
Close it out with noted Hall of Famer Todd Helton.
know. I kind of want to see if John knows any.
I don't. I really don't. Like,
You don't know anybody?
what, as an athletic? Like, what am I going to say? Like, Josh Donaldson, probably, but that's obvious.
Adam just wants us to use.
Well, if not for the athletic one, that's for the.
We need an athletic.
Well, then I was figuring the answer on Twitter.
Thank God I didn't put it in.
Did Starling Marte hit 300?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him?
Okay.
Oh, John.
It could also be a pitcher. I mean, it could also be a pitcher. It could be like any one of their starters at that point. So like,
I don't know. They've never really had a good player on their team.
not in recent memory. Miguel Tejada, he could have.
He could have.
He might have. He may have done.
Pre or post steroids?
True.
Probably during steroids, right? Because he started taking steroids like he probably did. He was on that Moneyball team.
Moneyball.
Think Kurt Suzuki ever hit over 300 with a one?
Great question.
Dude, it'd be so funny if he did.
Thoughts on Ryan Healy? Want me to put it in?
Sure.
Do we feel good about Ryan Healy?
I do, I think.
Okay.
He's
the hell do you remember
0.08.
about Ryan Healy?
Dude, I don't know, man. We got
so how come I get
brewer Ryan Healy?
But when I think about AJ Pollock, all of a sudden,
yeah,
whatever.
Fuck AJ Pollock.
All right.
In 2016, Healy hit 305 for these A's with a 2.4 WAR season. How bad was that?
The rest of his career.
The rest of his career, he accumulated 0.5.
Well,
actually 0.4. I'm sorry, rounding error, I believe. Exactly 69 home runs, though. Hey, John, why don't you do that little thing where you take us out of this podcast?
You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. If you found us this way, you probably already found us. So that's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon. We're also on YouTube. We're on Twitter at the Chatting AVG. We all have our own personal Twitter accounts as well. That's KingBus5, John Lieber Media, JD_Sansoni. We'll be back next week when we learn how to behave, probably. So
we probably won't be back next week. There's like a chance that like John goes to Australia or something.
I'm not going anywhere. I which is probably unfortunate, but I'm not going anywhere.
I think like right now the music's like fading up over us talking. So
does it have? Do we have intro music? What? When did we? Since when have we had that budget?